Welcome to Rickrackruby. I'm Laura Cluvo. Do you have a stack of holiday fat quarters just waiting for inspiration? In this video, I'll demonstrate how to create 30 ornaments from a stack of 9 fat quarters. We will be making gathered angels, stuffed angels, and stocking ornaments. They're fun and easy, so let's get started. Now we'll make the fussy-cut stocking. Here's the pattern. Here we go. I've cut 10 pairs of linings from the dot stripe fabrics, and then I've cut 10 backings from the prints. It's important to remember that the back fabric, the toe needs to go to the left because I like the fronts to go to the right. I've also cut 10 foundation pieces, and I have worked to determine exactly the layout of how I would like the stocking to look. I made a couple of these, and there is a pattern to it. I always like a formula. After a little trial and error, I've determined that I want this Santa motif to be right here, and then the cuff, and then this underneath, and then this little print here, and then this diagonally, and then this one at the bottom. So, and I've made a few of them. And so even though I'm always using this fabric, the individual images are going to change. And this is generally my formula. The Santa, the cuff, this, 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 this. I will continue to create this stocking front using this formula, and I have a couple of tricks to show you. Okay, here's the Santa fabric, and here's one of the pieces that I cut out. But what I'll do is start with a ruler and measure the actual motif. So when I measure this one, it's about an inch and maybe an inch and a half, let's see. Now about an inch and 3/4 tall and about 2 1/4 wide. But I know that my stocking pattern is 3 inches, and I want this to go all the way across. And I'm gonna add a 1/2 inch just so I have room to kind of move it to the left or right. So I want this to be cut 3 1/2 wide, and I want to add a 1/2 inch to the height. So I'm just going to go ahead and make it 2 1/2 tall. So I want a window here, 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. I like to be generous, and I think this is the window for this one. So with a light colored pencil, I have like a white chalk pencil. I will center and trace this. Let's see. Oh, you probably can't even see this, but I can see it. And I will do this with, there are a lot of fun fabrics that you can use this technique for. Just measure it and then add a 1/2 inch or so all around, make a window from graph paper, and then you'll have nice uniform shapes. Here's my stocking. So I'll put that down. I'm glad I made it a little bit wider, because right here, I need a little bit wider because this is a little wider than 3 inches here. And remember, I have a seam allowance at the top, and I also have a seam allowance all the way around. And so in order for the cuff to even be noticed, I'm gonna move it down about an inch. I can see this, I cut this a little bit crooked. Okay, so I'm gonna leave an inch for the cuff. I'll pin this here. I have all my fabrics up here. I'm using this fabric, which is getting very low for the cuff. So I will match this up, stitch across, and fold it back. There we go. I've sewn it, folded it back, pressed it. Now I'll trim it, and I'm also going to do a decorative stitch. I can wait to the end to do all my stitches though, but there will be a decorative stitch along here. Now my next fabric is going to be this one. I'm getting low on this one too, but just to be different, instead of running it horizontally, I'm going to run it vertically. So like this. So I will stitch, fold, and press. I cut off his hooves a little, but I'm not too worried about that. Now I'm going to do an angle, a triangle, and just to be sure I don't cut it too small or too big, I'm going to line it up. I give myself 1/4 of an inch here, and then maybe 1 1/4 inches, 1.5 inches over here. And I think I'll just draw a line and cut on the line. Next is another little fussy cut motif, and again I measured this, decided how big I wanted it to be, and let's see, I made another window. I made it nice and long because this is a little bit longer, and this piece is exactly 4 by 2. So 2 inches tall, 4 inches wide. Now, you might not be using this precisely exact same fabric, so just follow along with your own design, your own fabric, your own chosen fabric, and try this technique. I want to make sure that when I fold it, it's covering the foundation. I know I'm going to put a triangle over here, so I'm not too worried about this side. So I will stitch, fold, and press. That looks good. Now I'm going to cut off this corner, doesn't have to be perfect, and line up this blue again. I don't care if it's this way or this way or this way, but I'm kind of trying to say, I only have this much left, so I'm trying to save this for the cuffs. So I'm going to line this up here, stitch across, and then fold it back and press. This looks good. So now I will trim this even with the straight edge of this pink piece along the edge of the foundation. Now at the bottom, I'm going to use this print. The dark at the bottom kind of anchors the whole thing. I'll line it up with this. I'm pretty sure this little squirrel is going to show when I flip it back, so that's going to be fun. And then I'll sew, flip, and press. Okay, well, I cut my squirrel in half. That's okay. Now I'm going to stitch around very close to the edge from the back, and then I'll add some machine embroidery to each one of these seams. Now I will assemble my stocking. I'm going to sew a lining to the front and a lining to the back. I'll sew across the top, and I'm using a scant 1/4 inch seam allowance for all of the seams in this project, and I'll be right back. Now I'll match them up. I want to make sure that the lining pieces are over here, and then the front and the back are also together. I'll be folding down the seam allowance toward the front and back. And then I'll pin all the way around and stitch, leaving an opening here in the bottom of the foot of the lining. Here's how it looks. And now I'm going to clip into these inner curves and then trim close to the seam and then turn it right side out through this opening. And I'll be right back to show you. Here's how it looks, trimmed and ready to turn. And then I'll reach in and gently turn it through this opening. Then I will close up the opening by folding it in, pinning, and just top stitching. This is going to be way inside the stocking and it won't even show. Here's how it looks, all turned and lined. And now to finish it, I have threaded some red and white baker's twine onto my needle. I'm going to create a hanging loop from the twine. There, and then I'm going to add a bow, also from the baker's twine, just for a little decoration on the hanging loop, just like you're tying a shoe. I added a little smudge of hot glue right to the center of the bow, and I will tie the ends of the streamers into an overhand knot, each one. And there we go. I have one finished and I have 9 more to go. So I'll be back when I finish the rest and I'll show you how they turn out. Well, I did it. There we go. 10 stockings. I have they're mostly all the Santas and the you know, the formula that I showed you, but I did do a couple different ones and they're cute too. Thank you for watching my tutorial. If you're enjoying my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.